Today I'd like to introduce you to another one of the 120 Beautiful Women Project sculptures and, of course, the stories of the women behind them. Doesn't have to stick. Labels can help or hinder, but they don't have to stick. Shake off all the labels and see the truth in each other. When I first met, doesn't have to stick. It was an unusual situation. In fact, I was sitting on the ground with a group of other women as if we were tiny children, looking up at Doesn't Have to Stick, sitting in an armchair with the book in hand. I wish I could remember the author and the title of the story that was read to me that day. If you know it, do let me know. The story was about a community of people. And in that community, there was a reward system or a punishment system. To be rewarded for your behavior, or if people liked you, they would put a star on you. But if they weren't too keen on you or you did something they didn't approve of, they would put a dot on you. Now, in some ways, this makes sense. The problem was the people went around the community building up their stars. You see, if you see somebody with stars on, you automatically assume they deserve another. And if you see someone with dots on them, you may assume they deserve another. So people weren't really seeing each other for who they were anymore. They were simply following suit and applying the labels. The labels became very, very heavy, and after a while, they were a true burden, no matter whether it is a star or a dot. At some point, the community got together to discuss what to do next. The people with the stars said, "This is such a heavy burden. I can't keep this up. I can't keep pleasing everybody." The people with the dots said, "This is too much. I can't continue this. This is a burden. People aren't seeing me for who I really am. They're making assumptions based on the dots I already had." They chatted about it for a long time, arguing what would be the best solution, but they found none, until one small person in that community had a bit of a tantrum. And they stormed up to the Creator and said, "Enough! I don't want these on me anymore. I don't want these stars or these dots on me anymore." The Creator smiled and simply said, "They don't have to stick." "What do you mean?" "Shake them off and see what happens." The little person shook like crazy, and the dots fell to the ground, and the odd star that had been put there out of kindness also fell to the ground. Whew, what a relief they felt as they ran back out into the community to show that it doesn't have to stick, telling everybody they met, "Shake them off, shake them off." And they did. And from that day on, that community started to see each other differently, without the stars and without the dots or any labels, but to see in the eyes of somebody, into their soul, to see into their heart, and to truly see their truth by interacting without judgment of one another. So you can tell why I decorated Doesn't Have to Stick the way I did. Yes, I labeled her with those dots and those stars in bright colors. But I added words in there too of the giggles we all felt as adults sitting there like children, as the stories she told of being an elementary school teacher and how she engages her children, and the sadness of her recognizing that the little people in her classroom, in her school, didn't necessarily like their beautiful bodies, even though they were yet to develop. She wanted to be a part of making a change, getting rid of those fat-shaming labels, the labels of a certain way of BMI, of bathroom scales, of dieting. She wanted to shake them off and throw them to the ground. We did it that day, as I took a cast of her body to turn into a clay sculpture as part of the exhibit, as part of the 120 sculptures that stand together to say, these labels do not have to stick. Shake them off. See each other for the truth of who we are. See the natural beauty as it's meant to be, and celebrate and respect yourself and each other. I hope you enjoyed meeting Doesn't Have to Stick today. Over the upcoming series, there will be many more introductions of all 120 life-size clay sculptures of my family-friendly Beautiful Women project. Until then, take good care. Cheryl-Ann-Webster.com. You don't want to miss out on one of the stories, so remember to like and subscribe. Thanks very much for all your support.